Hi, everybody. It's Diane with an explosion of fabric scraps. This is supposed to be in this fancy storage bag. I can't hardly get my drawer shut anymore because there's so much of this stuff. So it's use it or lose it. And the only thing I came up with, please, if you have big ideas, leave them in the comments. Of journal card bookmarks, narrow fiber art, whatever you want to call it. So these aren't done. I'm not sure what I'm going to do to finish them off. We'll discuss it as we go. This is just file folder cut to 2 by 6, which is kind of a typical bookmark size. So I'm just piecing some fabric together. I thought you could help me do that. And then I'll go off by myself and probably make, 627 more to use up all these scraps. So why I'm kind of doing it this way, yeah, these are just glue stuck down. I don't want to iron, which if I was just sewing around, I'd probably have to iron. I don't want to iron. Um, I don't want to sew all these little pieces together. I did that on, there's still most of them are in my Etsy shop. I made fabric covered notebooks 4 months ago or something like that. And it was this general idea of just using scraps, but I did actually go sew all the seams, and I made, I don't know, 12 or so of those books, so it was a considerable amount. But by the time I was done with that, Diane vowed she would never do that again because it was just so tedious. It took forever, except they're still sitting there, so it wasn't worth my trouble. So I don't want to do that. I'm hoping I don't have to do that. I'm not sure. I mean, these seem, I mean, they're stuck. It is stuck. I may sew all the way around just to give it a finished look, so to speak. Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as, I mean, you could do that. You want to do that? Go ahead. Fine. I think it's a little dull. Actually, if you were in a big hurry and for some reason you had to have a million of these for party favors or something, you could do that. But, do I want to add a word, a paper embellishment of some kind on top? And in which case that would hold it, the fabric down more so too, was my point of explaining that. I won't glue with you guys. It's boring. It's gluing. So all I did was basically just glue stick the card, and then I did cut the fabrics to fit more or less. Yeah, I learned a lesson on this first one right away. You can see this square here. That's this fabric underneath. It shows through. That's kind of tacky. But so do tell, what do you do with all your fabric scraps? I don't know. I should incorporate them more in my journal stuff. I do, but I use this much as a tab or something. It's not a lot. I have made fabric covered journals, but these are all scrappy things. And I just said I don't want to sew a bunch of scraps together. Snippet roll. I don't. I don't have a lot of lace and buttons and all that. Well, no, I take it back. I have a lot of buttons, lace, snaps, charms, all the stuff people put on snippet rolls. I don't have a lot of that stuff, so I don't really want to do that. And then you have a snippet roll. What are you supposed to do with that? You cut it off and put it in a journal, and It's a vicious circle. And I may just go through and pitch some of this stuff. You know, if shipping wasn't so blame high, I would, make a big wad of this stuff and put it in my Etsy shop or something. But depending on how big it is, of course. Really, Diane? Oh, I could use that for a paper clip thing. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, I should do that on some of these. I just put a little fabric tabs on paper clips and then stick them on a journal. That's actually kind of neat. But anyway, you're looking at a minimum 550, maybe more than that, to ship a wad of scraps. Probably more like 650. You know, who wants to spend that for scrap, little scrappy things that somebody didn't want to iron? This fabric is old, and I got it from a relative. I mean, there was like, 4 yards of it. Something. I still have some, a pretty big piece, but I have used it for, some patchwork curtains, and, I don't know, different things. I have used it a lot. I like it. It's pretty. It's kind of, it's old. Did I say that? It's 70s looking. To me, anyway. Dan, I think you're being too fussy. Do you want to use this stuff up? Do you want to take 6 years or what? And then besides this, it's just one bin. It is just one bin of, a normal storage bin of, fabric that's decent size. Then I have a grocery bag of like, an old sheet, an old pillowcase, a burlap, kind of off fabric. And then I have another stack of, they're scraps, but they're a little bit bigger. They're not scrappy scraps. So, besides this, we have other stuff too. I think this blue isn't matching. So, I think our fabric needs are met. All right, well, that's all in a line. Does that matter to anybody? No, because I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. Okay, let's go back to this one. We're down to our last card already? Oh, we are. I'm going to have to cut more cards. And I have been trying to somewhat color coordinate. Maybe I don't have to do that so much on some. Yeah, it's doggy playtime. Okay, what am I going to do with these though? I don't know. If you make yo-yos, you could put a yo-yo or a couple yo-yos on. That would be kind of neat. I've never made one. I know they're not hard. But yeah, maybe a scrapbook paper. Anything handy. Just actually, this is a copy of one of mine. It's just something on. Or if it was just like a square image, you could sew it on. I don't know. And hopefully by the time I come back, which will be another day, it's getting late, I'll have an answer. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, well, if you have an explosion of fabric scraps, you can do this too and see what you come up with. I'll be back, and I have no idea what we're going to do. Hang on. Okay, well, I don't know. I I made a bunch. I did make a few other shapes just because why not? Not a lot. Three. Um, I pulled some images. I have a feeling they're kind of wide. I should have made more like that. But uh, it's a copy and trim down of an old photo. It is not my family. I bought it somewhere along the line. So my thought was to put on a single image, but then put, that's lost, a ribbon or lace or something under it to add to it besides. No, too lost still. I have trim and ribbons here. Hmm. I could do more fabric. I suppose I could put on paper, right? I mean, and I think I am going to sew around, if nothing else, it's kind of boring. But they're a little not totally adhered on the edges, so that'll help that. I did weight them down, so I don't know. I didn't press enough or something. All right, that's a good idea. I don't like that color with that though. What is this, Diane? Well, I'm feeling something was supposed to be in that and it fell out. There's some brown. And I really don't want to iron seam binding, although it's easy. Okay, that's good. Do we want it more centered? No. All right, well, and I'm never going to finish this with all of these, and I still have a lot. I did use a lot. I did make a dent, but there's still more there than I want, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that stuff. If I'm going to make more of these. Okay, that's kind of cute. And I think I'm going to sew around the image, maybe. Well, it's still kind of plain to me. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just move on. Some of these are playing cards. Yeah, that's a little wide. Let's trim that down. Well, did you think of any great idea to do with these, either these or snippets of fabric? Better. Well, do we want brown with this too? Maybe that should be under, all the way under. Yeah, actually that's sort of nice. So you have to admit, I mean, that's cool, and there's no rule on how decorated a bookmark or journal card has to be. But to me, it's sort of plain. Well, Oh, that matches really well, doesn't it? I don't know. Gee dang, this is such a well thought out instructional tutorial type video. Yeah. Well, it may come as no shock to most of you, but I work by the seat of my pants. I don't plan anything out. You know, if you just scrunched, that's not bad. Did something like that. I don't know. Okay, what else do you have here? This kind of cute. That's a playing card. Let's see. Well, that's awfully tight. I guess I would trim that. Well, alright, I'm not. All she did for 20 minutes was trim playing cards. What a bore. No, fabric scissors. And then she kept mixing up her scissors. Well, I don't really like it by that gingham. What if it was just on the bottom? That's not bad. Okay, and then something on the top. Oh, I have this. No, I don't like it on the top. Well, that's kind of different. It's okay. What about this blue lace? That might be better. Okay. Okay. What else do you have here? It's another playing card. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, see, that's coming up. I don't understand that. I usually have good luck with fabric and glue stick. I mean, for the most part, it's stuck. I mean, you know, that's not coming up. Okay, I'll probably trim that down too. All right. Something on top. What about this gray blue seam binding? It's okay, but I don't really like it. No, not green. What about a red rickrack? I have very wide, and then I have like baby rickrack. Well, that's sort of fun. All right, well, I mean, you guys get the idea of what I'm doing. And I also, did I already say this? I have to find a lot more images. I only have 4 more here, and I've got all these cards. Okay, I'm going to pause. I assume I'm going to finish them off. If I come back with any great revelations or changes or something, I'll come back on and show you. Otherwise, I'll see you in, 7 to 10 days or something. Okay. All right, good luck with your scraps. Hang on. Okay, I'm popping on to show. I'm about halfway done composing these and sewing these. just to give you an idea, because I think they're still a little plain. Don't you agree? So my big thought, this one's not too bad, is buttons. But then again, if it's a bookmark or a journal card, is that dumb? So, so once again, she doesn't really know what she's doing, but I'm going to add something. I might do try to find thinner buttons. I don't know what else I would do. I don't think sequins go. Not blingy stuff that I don't have anyway. I don't think that goes. I don't know. But I would also like to point out there's a heck of a lot of stitching on the back of these, so I think Diane's going to have to back them all. So this may be the project that never ends. I don't know. But okay. So they're okay. They're fine. But for me, I think I want to add something. Okay. When I come back, they'll be done. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. This is 6 days later. It did not take that long to do this. I just had other stuff going on. I couldn't get back here. So I'm kind of done. I'll explain that in a minute. I did add some buttons. I'm not a huge fan of bulk on this type of thing, but I didn't know what else to do on these. They're all stitched all the way around. The images are all stitched down. A lot of stitching. I did add some paper elements too, like that. This one just has trims. A lot of these images are playing cards I cut down. Those fit pretty well. Little cheesecloth on that one. I did the buttons, I did just sew right through the card. It works pretty easily. It's kind of cute. And then those 3 that were an odd size. This one I didn't add anything. It's just the way you saw it before with the trims. I think that's fine. Okay, what do you mean by kind of done? Well, oh, I did back them all. That took time too. Okay, it's just scrapbook paper. I was done. I was so pleased. I was done. And then I went, oh, these were shoved on the side and I didn't see them. So I am going to do these at some other date, or maybe think of something else. I was thinking maybe these I would just sew and sew all the seams. I don't know. But so next time I don't know what to do, I'll have something to do. And yeah, it's I still have more scraps than I need, but it's down considerably. So okay, these are brighter, it depends, of course, on what you use. I mean, those are quite different. But bolder because of the background fabrics. So it's a different look. But I wanted to do something with all that darn fabric. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope your day's a good one. Okay, this is the latest PS I have ever done. This has got to be at least a week later. Did anybody miss any cards? If you did, you're ahead of me. I had weighted these down under my scrapbook paper box of flowers, and I totally forgot. And today a corner was sticking out, and I went, oh, there's more of those fabric bookmark things. So this one, I did not add anything to it because it's kind of busy. There's a lot going on. It's cute. And this. So, sorry to make you wait a week. Bye.